Hey guys, Adeline here from Adeline's Horror World, and this is gonna be something new I'm gonna be doing. For my reviews, because I'm gonna start reviewing the MCU movies, and there's about to be a 23rd film in this franchise. So today we're gonna be starting with the original Iron Man. See. So, yeah, I've never seen this movie before. I've heard so many great things about it. It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I've heard so many people say this is a great movie and one of the best movies of the MCU. And this is the one that actually started it all with Robert Downey Jr. So, I'm an average fan of the Avengers. I've only seen 4 of the movies. I've seen The Incredible Hulk when I was younger. I'm not a big fan of it. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming and Infinity War and Endgame. So, the main reason I'm doing these MCU movies is because Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out next Tuesday. So, I figure why not go ahead and start to review the MCU movies since I'm done with the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Oh, look at that. But yeah, I'm about to hit play and I'll see you when it's over.
I am Iron Man.
And the movie has finished. Honestly, guys, just wow. Time for the review. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Alan's Horror World. My name is Alan. Of course, you guys already know that. Yes, I know, this is a horror-related channel, but this franchise that I'm doing is not horror-related in the slightest. This is not a horror franchise at all, and it's not going to be horror-focused for the next, I'm guessing, 2 months. At least until I finish the series. So, today, we are officially starting a new franchise. Since I have finished the big 3 slasher franchises with the Nightmare on Elm Street series, finally, it took me a while to finish that, but this is going to take me longer because it has way more films than any of the big 3. So, today we start the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the whole series, all 22 films, well, 23 films because we're getting Spider-Man Far From Home next Tuesday, so basically 23 films, I'm guessing. So, we start with the original Iron Man. Basically, I don't know that many actors in this movie, but basically this movie does star Robert Downey Jr. The other one who plays Pepper Potts, I don't remember her, how to pronounce her name. I know her name, but I can't pronounce it, but I know who she's played by. But basically, this is a Robert Downey Jr. movie. So, basically, it tells the story of this guy named Tony Stark, who... he's kind of an arrogant douchebag, and he creates weapons for Stark Industries. But he was an only child. His parents died a long time ago in a car accident. Let's wait till Civil War. But that's apparently how his parents died. If you haven't seen the movies, I recommend they'll be watching these videos because there will be spoilers for nearly everyone, basically, maybe. So, but he gets kidnapped in Afghanistan by people who live there and is held captive for 3 months until he escapes in his own suit that he creates. And when he returns home, he becomes Iron Man. So, yeah, we are starting with the one that started it all, Iron Man. We are starting with the original Iron Man from 2008. This is a pretty well-received movie. A lot of people really do like this movie. A lot of people are like, this is one of the best films of the MCU. I have seen some rankings of the entire series, and this is in a lot of people's top 10. So, this is the first time I have ever watched Iron Man. The first time, I know, kind of crazy, right? Because other than the 4 films I stated in my intro, I haven't seen a single Avengers movie or MCU movie. I haven't seen a single one. I haven't seen Ant-Man or Captain America or Thor. I haven't seen those movies yet, but I will in the future when I do these reviews. But since Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out in a couple days, I figured why not review the MCU series. This came out of in my head out of nowhere. So, yeah. But this is a very well-received movie. A lot of MCU fans really like this one and say that this was a great kickstart to a almost perfect franchise. So, what are my thoughts? This is a great movie. Yes, right off the bat, I actually love this movie. I will say it's not perfect. I have a few flaws with the movie, but this is a great start to the MCU franchise. This is a great opening chapter of a franchise, and I didn't know until recently that it was this long of a franchise, and I was just like, Jesus, are they ever going to end it? I don't know if they ever will, but maybe one day they will. But this is a great start, a great opening chapter, and dude, like, I just really do love this movie, but I do have a few problems with the movie, and I'm kind of going to break the trend, and I'm actually going to start with the problems I have with the movie first, but don't worry, there are very few problems, and several of them are nitpicks, so let's go ahead and get into the very few flaws that I actually do have with this movie. Negative number one, it's sort of the pacing of this movie. I feel like some of this film is all over the place. Some of it. It's not all the movie. Some of this film is actually paced perfectly. Like, the opening hour is paced perfectly. Like the opening 50 minutes of this movie is paced perfectly. But after that, some of it is all over the place. Some of it is paced perfectly. But then again, this was the start of a superhero franchise, so I kind of understand why it's that way. It doesn't take me out of the movie at all, but it's kind of a small problem I do have with this movie. But most of this movie is paced perfectly. But part of it, maybe towards the middle of the movie, it's kind of everywhere. And, like, yeah, a part of it is just, like, bleh. It's, like, all over the place. But then again, that's just a small problem I have with the movie. Negative number two, it's the military people. I'm not talking about Rhodey, but like the other military people. Every time they see Iron Man on a radar, they think to automatically send like planes toward him and shoot at him. I'm like, you don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy or not. Like, why do you immediately go to shooting him? And also, like, you know dang well the bullets are not gonna freaking phase him. They're not gonna even go through him completely. You already know this. And I'm just like, seriously, I'm like, why? I'm like, why will you automatically send planes with guns and everything? I'm just like, that's kind of taking it a little overboard. Like, you don't know who this guy is. You don't know what he is. You don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. So, yeah, and I'm glad the second time they attempt to do it, Rhodey stops them because he knows Iron Man is actually Tony. But, like, also, it's kind of stupid that they're doing that. So, I'm kind of glad Rhodey stops them. So, yeah, that's basically my second negative. And negative number three, my final negative, it's not really to do with the movie itself. This has to do with the rest of the series. The person playing Rhodey, he isn't in any of the sequels at all. And like the actor that plays Rhodey, because like in Iron Man 2, the actor is completely different, and it's that same actor from then all the way to freaking Endgame. And I'm just like, why did they change actors? Like, I haven't seen Iron Man 2 yet, but I do know that they recasted Rhodey. I'm like, if somebody knows why, let me know in the comments below. If someone knows why he was recasted, you need to let me know, because it really confuses me. And I'm just like, why did they recast him? Did he not want to come back, or was he not asked to come back? I'm just like, because the thing is, he was good in this movie. He was great in this movie, which will be one of my positives, but still, it's kind of weird that they recasted him with the rest of the series. Not a flaw with this film, but kind of a flaw for the rest of the series. Well, kind of a nitpick / confusion. Now let's get on to the many positives that I do have with the first Iron Man movie. We're not going to get to the biggest positive just yet, but positive number one is most of the pacing of this movie. Most of this movie is paced perfectly and like impeccably. Like some of this movie is like paced flawlessly. Like you get the freaking beginning of the movie with Back in Black by AC/DC, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. That's why I used it in the intro. But seriously, like, and then like you are literally introduced to Robert Downey Jr.'s like Tony Stark right away. Like, you know, it doesn't wait a few minutes for this dramatic reveal of Tony Stark. Like, it just simply cuts inside this military car. He's just sitting in there with some soldiers, like, drinking and stuff. And, like, they're posing for a selfie. And all of a sudden, bam! The car in front of them explodes. And it's just chaos. Then he's kidnapped. And then we get flashbacks to, like, the day before. Then you realize how much of an arrogant douchebag he is at the beginning of the movie. But then after that, he has a character growth and he actually becomes a good person by the end of the movie, which is actually really good. So, but most of the movie is paced really great. Like the opening 40 minutes of this movie is probably the part of the movie that's paced the best, in my honest opinion. So, yeah, that's my first positive. Positive number two is the opening of the movie. Like, the opening 5 minutes is actually, like, it comes the heck out of nowhere, and it is intense. I knew what was going to happen. Like, I knew he was going to get kidnapped because I wasn't an idiot. Like, I knew almost everything that was going to happen in the movie, but, like, the other ones, I don't, like, for most of the movies, I don't know what will happen in the end, but, like, it was kind of shocking at the same time. Because, like, literally, a car in front of them explodes, like, 2 minutes into the movie while Tony and the soldier are trying to take a selfie and stuff. And, like, I'm just like, okay, what the heck is going on? And then he gets kidnapped. I'm just like, okay, now he's in for some really deep crap. Then, like, 4 minutes in, bam, Iron Man. Movie's going, and you're just like, okay, I'm on board. That's how I was anyway. I was on board. So, yeah, that's basically it. Positive number three is the soundtrack of this movie. They use a lot of rock metal songs in this movie, like Back in Black and stuff. The soundtrack in this movie is actually pretty freaking awesome, and I'm starting to get into metal songs, which is saying something else. So, yeah, that's really all I'm gonna say. The soundtrack of this movie is actually kind of perfect, honestly. Positive number four. Gwyneth Paltrow, I think that's how you pronounce her name. The person who plays Pepper, anyway. She's great in this movie. And, like, I love that in this movie she doesn't immediately get together with Tony. They wait till the sequel for that. I actually like that because, to be honest, she's a great love interest. Pepper is a great character. She's one of my favorite female characters in the MCU. So, in my honest opinion, she's a great love interest, but I am still glad they didn't wait for them to they waited for them to get together in the second movie. So, I'm glad they did that. So, yeah, but she gives a great performance in this movie. She's a great assistant to Tony Stark, and she delivers a lot of, like, solid burns and stuff. Like, I don't know, it's just great. And she is a tough person, and, like, you honestly think she would be the cliche damsel in distress, but she's actually not to me. Like, she's actually kind of a tough person in this movie. Like, she's pretty sassy, pretty straightforward, pretty tough, but she does have a heart, and she is a good person in this movie. So, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, I totally butchered that name, but whoever plays Pepper, she's great in this movie. And finally, positive number 5, because it's the last positive I can currently think of, is Robert Downey Jr. He is phenomenal in this movie. I love Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Tony Stark. He's freaking awesome in this movie. There are a lot of hilarious moments with his character, a lot of meaningful moments, and a lot of, like, action moments with him. I love the scene where he first, like, has his test flight in the Iron Man suit. That was awesome. Of course, I love the opening with him and everything. It's just, he's just freaking awesome in this movie. Now, I'm pretty sure that throughout these movies, his performance gets better and better. I will say, in Infinity War and Endgame, I have seen those movies, by the way, he gives absolutely tremendous performance in those movies. It's better than this movie, but then again, it leaves room for growth. So he's probably going to get better with every installment that he's in, so at least there's that. He's freaking awesome in this movie. Overall, guys, the original Iron Man is a great start to a fun series that I will be getting into later on. But yes, like, this is a great movie. It's not one of the best movies ever made, but maybe by the end of the MCU, this may be in my top 10 MCU movies. It's that level great. Like, everyone was right. Like, this is a great start of a pretty fun series, apparently. And this is just a great opening chapter to any series. Like, this is just a freaking awesome movie. It's not perfect, so I'm not giving it cinematic perfection. I'm gonna give it a modern Marvel. Why not? I'm gonna give it a modern Marvel. This is a freaking awesome movie. It's great. There's a lot of moments I love in this movie. It has a few pacing issues, and the casting of Rhodey for the rest of the series was just like, really? And of course, the military thing, I'm just like, really? Come on, that's stupid. But other than that, this is a perfect movie. Like, other than that, it's perfect. But it's still going to be a modern Marvel for me. So, if you have seen this movie, what do you guys think of the first Iron Man movie? Let me know in the comments below. Do you love this movie like a lot of people do? Do you think it's in the middle? Do you prefer several installments over this? Or do you hate this movie? Let me know if you hate this movie so I can yell at you. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, that's basically how it's going to go. Since I'm not going to be camping again for a while, I'm back in full force, and we're going to begin a new franchise with this. I'm going to be doing 3 reviews this weekend, so I'm going to be doing an MCU review at least every 2 days. So on Friday, you're going to be getting my review of The Incredible Hulk. I have seen that movie, and I need to rewatch it to refresh in my mind. On Saturday, you're going to be getting my Slashback video. Yes, I'm finally going to come back for Slashback. Thank God. Thank God. Seriously. But yeah, it's a free choice slasher, and I know what slasher movie I'm doing. I'm looking at you, Joe. I know what I'm going to do. This is a slasher movie I've always wanted to see. I'm finally going to watch it. And on Sunday, be looking forward to my review of Iron Man 2 coming out that day. So yeah, be looking forward to that. This is going to be a crazy weekend and a crazy, wild freaking franchise to go through. So wish me luck, guys. Let's hope I don't give up halfway through. I'm just kidding. I won't give up. I'm not going to give up, guys. It's fine. So once again, I'm Madeline. This is Alan's Horror World. Of course, you guys already know that I love all you guys to death. And until next time,